Hi guys, welcome to week 9 of Table Leader Training for Who You Are at Man Church. I hope everybody's having a wonderful week. Last week we talked about singleness. This week we're going to be talking about marriage. And so we'll get to that in a second. A little programming note, there will not be a Table Leader Training video like this one next week when we talk about the family. I'll be out of town and so won't be available to record that video. So hopefully everybody's able to make it then to the Table Leader Training on Monday night at 5:45 for us to review the agenda on the family. This week we'd like the Table Leaders to review Making Small Groups Work, Chapter 44 on Discovering and Developing Gifts. This is just kind of a quick review about how to encourage those at your table to be aware of what's happening within themselves and others. And so some of the bullet points in that chapter: giving is a part of growing. So we encourage our table members to respond to what somebody has said. So Joe's just shared something really important in his life. What do other people think about what Joe just shared? And then allowing other people to give their input. So as they give that input, the purpose of the gift is to look for ways that your table members respond that encourages change. And so this is an opportunity as the table leader to really identify somebody's gifts, point out those gifts to them because they may not see it in themselves, and then encourage them, praise them in front of the rest of the table so that they're recognizing the gift as well. And so that can be really helpful in building somebody up and helping them to see their own gifts and then wanting to use that gift more. So really important to point out those gifts, recognize them, point it out during the table time if they're able to share input, insight, those types of things. Emotional presence, compassion and empathy, knowledge, wisdom and insight, and discernment. So really watching for those things and then pointing those out and encouraging somebody to continue using those gifts. Okay, so after the message that's going to be given this week by Mark and Jeannie Postel on marriage, we're going to go into our discussion. All of these discussion questions have no set answers, so facilitate accordingly, but let's just go through the questions. What would you have liked to know before getting married that would have been helpful for your relationship? And if you've never been married, share what you think would be important for engaged couples to know about marriage. So again, just having that conversation about what's important to know before somebody gets married and why is it important to know that, to create some of that conversation there. Question number 2, how do the top 5 basic needs for men and women impact a relationship? And so part of the message will include this topic, and you'll have on your agenda the 5 basic needs of a man and the 5 basic needs of a woman for you to compare and contrast and talk about that at your tables to see how might that impact a relationship when the needs are different for a man and for a woman. On question number 3, you're going to hand out the personality profile interactive chart. Several weeks ago, many of the men learned about their personality style. And so we said in a few weeks we're going to learn more about that style. And we decided we wanted to put it in here with the marriage section because we thought, hey, why not? We're learning about ourselves through our personality profile. The personality profile is helpful for people in a relationship to know each other more intimately. I've shared that when I've had my personality profile results, I felt very vulnerable sharing those results with my wife because she was going to know me more. And so it sounds kind of strange, especially coming from maybe a counselor perspective, but again, it created another level of emotional intimacy with my wife. So we thought it would be helpful for us to discuss this here. The interactive chart gives them information about their own personality style, but then also on all of the other personality styles. And so they can start identifying, oh, well, my wife's also taking the test, and this is what she's come up as, and so this can help me to understand her better, understand how I can interact with her more effectively, for instance. So the question with this personality profile interactive chart is that, and we want to remind the guys that we talked about the personality profile several weeks ago. Some of them may not have done it, but for those who did, this is to help them to grow and to learn more about their personality profile. So we just say this chart gives us more information about your style as well as the other personality styles. How would you use what you learn about a loved one's personality to help you in your communication and understanding of them? So again, just kind of the importance of what the personality profile chart does for them. And then the last thing that we're going to be doing is an activity. And so if you could hand out the sheets for the one-on-one activity, and then once you give the guys a chance to discuss, come back afterwards to process at the end, and then we'll wrap up. So the one-on-one activity, think about the last time you had an argument with someone close to you in which you had a strong reaction, perhaps an overreaction to the situation. Perhaps you felt angry or criticized or controlled. Ask yourself this question: when was the first time I felt this way? Share your discovery about what may have been going on inside of you that was not directly related to the current argument. Try to identify your fear button. So this is really important that the guys are starting to take a look at and identify, okay, why am I having such a strong reaction to this situation? How could this situation that I'm having a strong reaction to may be related to something in my past that has nothing to do with this situation, but it's causing a trigger. It's causing a fear button to be pushed for me. So I'm hoping that it's going to be a wonderful conversation time, a wonderful message. I'm really disappointed that I'm not going to be able to be there this week, but I'm really looking forward to hearing how it goes next week when I'm back. So thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful week.